During colonial rule in Burkina Faso, France tried its best to keep the people of Burkina Faso deprived of their own natural resources and abilities to benefit from them. In other words, the people were never taught about how to exploit their resources, monetize them, and develop their country. This was done so that even after the superficial independence of African countries, they remained heavily reliant on European countries. Well, this manifested, and now we are seeing foreign companies holding a major share of the gold mines throughout Africa, including Burkina Faso. Even if the government wanted to take back control, it could not because it did not have sufficient infrastructure to mine and refine gold. Captain Ibrahim Traoré knew all the harsh ground realities when he came to power. That's why, instead of immediately nationalizing gold mines, he waited. The wait was until a gold refinery was established to handle all gold mines and refine gold to be sold at higher prices. Now, this has become a reality as Captain Ibrahim Traoré has finally launched the construction of Burkina Faso's first gold refinery. This will change the country's gold sector forever. It will punish foreign companies that have been exploiting and plundering Burkina Faso's gold for decades. But what will this punishment look like, and how will it affect the West's gold market? Let's know about that in this video. Earlier, Bloomberg reported that Burkina Faso's military junta has laid out ambitious strategies to tighten its grip on the gold mining sector. This was aimed to optimize the country's share of profits and advance sustainable development. The junta seemed keen on securing a larger portion of the revenue generated from gold mining by re-evaluating existing contracts and establishing new fiscal arrangements with foreign companies. This entailed elevating royalty rates, taxes, and dividends to ensure a more equitable distribution of wealth derived from Burkina Faso's gold resources. But all these were suggestions to draft a bill allowing the military junta to reclaim the country's gold mines. Recognizing the mining industry's role in community development, the junta sought to mandate that mining companies invest a portion of their profits in local communities. The focus was on infrastructure development, social services, and employment creation to contribute to sustainable progress in affected areas. To reduce dependence on foreign companies and encourage local participation, the junta aimed to diversify ownership in the mining sector. This could involve promoting joint ventures with foreign companies or establishing state-owned mining enterprises, allowing Burkinabe companies to have a greater stake in the industry. In pursuit of these goals, the junta outlined key provisions and measures. First, the existing mining contracts were under review and subject to renegotiation to secure a larger government share of profits. What's more, the proposition to establish a state-owned mining company to manage and operate new gold mines directly was presented. And now, we have seen these plans materializing. Recently, Burkina Faso's government, under Captain Ibrahim Traoré's leadership, began constructing the country's first-ever gold refinery. Ismail Sibi, CEO of the co-managing firm Marina Gold, revealed that the refinery is slated to achieve a daily production capacity of around 400 kilograms of gold. He indicated that the initial 22-karat gold bars are anticipated to come out of the refinery in 11 months, emphasizing that the project will create 100 direct jobs and 5,000 indirect jobs. During the launch event in the capital, Ouagadougou, Burkina Faso's military leader, Captain Ibrahim Traoré, stressed the importance of refining gold domestically rather than exporting it for processing abroad. Traoré recognized gold as Burkina Faso's primary export product, but expressed concern about the lack of control over the precious metal, prompting the government to establish a comprehensive network. According to the Extractive Industries Transparency Initiative data, the mining sector contributes 14.3% to Burkina's state revenue. However, while keeping the quantity the same, Burkina Faso can increase its revenue simply by refining the gold at home instead of exporting unrefined gold at low prices. But the new gold refinery will resolve this problem. It will house a jewelry store and act as the future headquarters of the Société Nationale des Substances Précieuses, overseeing the project on behalf of the state. President Traoré, underlining the shift, declared, "We will no longer be refining our gold abroad but have it refined, and we will know what the real value of the raw gold that comes out of our mines is." These remarks were delivered in a speech read on his behalf by the Minister of Mines, Simon Pierre Boussam. You should know that the tendency towards local processing is gaining momentum in numerous African mining nations, aiming to move away from exporting raw production. In the gold sector, many of the continent's producers traditionally sent their gold for processing to refineries in South Africa, Switzerland, or China. As of 2022, Mali, recognized as Africa's third-largest gold producer, might follow Burkina Faso's example, having recently inked a memorandum of understanding with Russia to construct a gold refinery. You should know this results from the bill proposed in April this year. In a strategic shift aimed at maximizing the country's share of profits and promoting sustainable development, Burkina Faso's Ministry of Mines proposed a bill mandating gold producers to refine a portion of their local production within the country. This bill aimed to achieve several key objectives. By refining gold locally, Burkina Faso could capture a larger share of the value generated from its gold resources. This would allow the government to collect additional taxes and royalties, providing much-needed funds for essential services, infrastructure development, and social programs. Establishing gold refineries in Burkina Faso would create employment opportunities for local workers, particularly in the technical and skilled labor sectors. This could help reduce poverty, promote economic growth, and diversify the country's employment landscape. The bill also proposed to require gold producers to refine gold locally, facilitating the transfer of technology and expertise to Burkina Faso's workforce. This could enhance the country's skills base, increase its competitiveness in the global gold market, and lay the foundation for a self-sustaining gold refining industry. The proposed bill outlined a mandatory refining requirement of 30% of locally produced gold. This percentage could be adjusted in the future based on the country's refining capacity and the development of its gold industry. The bill also highlighted the financial needs, as building and operating gold refineries would have required substantial investment. The government would have needed to develop a strategy to attract foreign investment or establish public-private partnerships to finance the construction of these refineries. Well, this has been done now. The bill also highlighted challenges. Therefore, despite being proposed in April, Captain Ibrahim Traoré decided not to implement it until now, when everything has been put in place. The bill said that renegotiating contracts and increasing government ownership could have led to conflicts with foreign mining companies, who might have viewed these changes as unfavorable. Managing these potential conflicts would have required diplomacy, negotiation, and a clear understanding of mining contracts' legal framework. Moreover, the junta's assertive approach to resource management could have raised concerns about resource nationalism, potentially discouraging foreign investment in the mining sector. Striking a balance between asserting control and fostering investment would have been crucial to attracting and retaining foreign capital. You should know that this latest development is in response to the West's historical exploitation of Burkina Faso's gold. The roots of Western exploitation of Burkina Faso's gold resources trace back to the colonial era. In the 19th century, European powers, particularly France, asserted control over Burkina Faso's territory and resources. These colonial powers granted mining concessions to European companies, effectively authorizing them to extract gold from Burkina Faso's land. The establishment of colonial rule marked the beginning of an era characterized by intense gold mining activity in Burkina Faso. Equipped with advanced technologies and financial resources, European companies swiftly exploited the country's abundant gold deposits. However, this exploitation came at a considerable cost to Burkina Faso and its people. The mining contracts negotiated during the colonial era heavily favored European companies. These agreements often provided the companies with tax exemptions, low royalty rates, and extensive control over mining operations. Consequently, the government of Burkina Faso received a disproportionately small share of the profits generated from gold mining. The lack of investment in local communities further exacerbated the limited benefits to Burkina Faso from its gold resources. Mining companies frequently failed to provide adequate compensation for land use or environmental damage. Additionally, they neglected to invest in infrastructure, education, and healthcare in the affected communities. You should know that this was a well-thought-out strategy to prevent the local community from mining gold on its own. Here's a reminder to please like and share the video and subscribe to our channel to watch more videos on Black culture, history, civilization, and identity. Let's continue. Exploiting Burkina Faso's gold resources also contributed to social unrest and conflict. Feeling marginalized and deprived of the benefits of their own resources, local communities often protested against mining companies. These protests occasionally escalated into violent conflicts, further destabilizing the region. Even after gaining independence from colonial rule, Burkina Faso continued to experience exploitation from Western companies in the gold mining industry. European companies retained control over most mining concessions, and exploitative practices from the colonial era persisted. Foreign companies, especially those from Europe, have wielded significant influence over Burkina Faso's gold mining industry for decades. These entities have garnered considerable profits from the nation's gold deposits, providing only limited benefits to the Burkinabe people. Hence, establishing a state-owned gold refinery represents a symbolic step towards liberating the country from this legacy of exploitation. By refining gold locally, Burkina Faso aims to secure a larger portion of the value generated from its own resources. This strategic move is designed to fortify government revenue, direct funds into essential services and infrastructure, and stimulate economic development across the nation. At present, Burkina Faso exports unrefined gold to foreign companies for processing, resulting in a reduced share of the profits. Establishing a gold refinery would provide Burkina Faso with control over the entire value chain, from extraction to refining, maximizing the economic benefits of its gold resources. This control over the value chain would empower Burkina Faso to cultivate expertise in gold refining and establish a stronger position in the global gold market. The country could potentially export refined gold to other nations, further enhancing revenue and diversifying its economy. You should know that establishing a gold refinery goes beyond merely increasing government revenue. It aims to foster a fairer distribution of the profits generated from gold mining. By capturing a larger share of the value, Burkina Faso could invest in local communities, improving infrastructure, social services, and overall livelihoods. This equitable distribution of profits seeks to address historical inequities, ensuring that the benefits of gold mining are shared more fairly among all Burkinabe people. The refinery could also catalyze economic development in affected communities, creating employment opportunities and nurturing sustainable growth. Earlier, not having a gold refinery cost Burkina Faso a lot. One of the most brutal disadvantages of Burkina Faso's lack of a gold refinery was the substantial revenue it lost by exporting unrefined gold. The refinement of gold significantly increases its value, and exporting unrefined gold meant that Burkina Faso missed out on this additional income. This lost revenue could have been utilized to fund essential services, infrastructure development, and social programs, fostering economic growth and improving the lives of its citizens. Furthermore, the absence of a gold refinery hindered Burkina Faso's potential for economic diversification and job creation. A gold refinery could have attracted investments, stimulated the growth of ancillary industries, and created employment opportunities across various sectors, such as transportation, logistics, and skilled labor. This diversification would have strengthened the country's economy and reduced its reliance on a single commodity. Without a gold refinery, Burkina Faso had limited control over the entire value chain of its gold industry. This meant that the country relied on foreign companies to process and refine its gold, reducing its bargaining power and limiting its ability to capture a larger share of the profits. Foreign companies often dictated the terms of the refining process, potentially undervaluing Burkina Faso's gold and leaving the country with a smaller share of the revenue. Moreover, exporting unrefined gold raised concerns about transparency and accountability. By bypassing the refining process within the country, Burkina Faso lost the ability to monitor and control the refining process directly. This lack of oversight made it challenging to ensure that the country received fair value for its gold resources. The absence of a gold refinery also prevented Burkina Faso from acquiring the technical expertise and know-how associated with gold refining. This hindered the country's ability to develop its own refining capabilities and expertise in the long run. By not engaging in the refining process, Burkina Faso missed out on the opportunity to train its workforce, develop its own refining technology, and establish a stronger position in the global gold market. In the long run, the absence of a gold refinery limited Burkina Faso's ability to pursue a sustainable and equitable approach to managing its gold resources. Without control over the value chain and the ability to capture a larger share of the profits, the country struggled to invest in sustainable mining practices, compensate local communities fairly for using their land, and ensure that the benefits of gold mining were distributed more evenly among its citizens. Now let's explore how establishing a gold refinery in Burkina Faso can change the country's fate. Establishing a gold refinery in Burkina Faso can significantly boost the country's gold mining profits. Currently, Burkina Faso exports unrefined gold to foreign companies for processing, relinquishing a substantial portion of the value generated from its own resources. Burkina Faso could retain this added value by refining gold domestically, enhancing government revenue, and providing resources to fund essential services, infrastructure development, and social programs. A gold refinery would also contribute to Burkina Faso's economic diversification by creating new industries and employment opportunities. The refining process itself would generate jobs in various sectors, from skilled labor to management positions. Moreover, the refinery could attract investments in ancillary industries, such as transportation, logistics, and support services, further diversifying the economy and reducing reliance on a single commodity. Burkina Faso's current dependence on foreign companies for gold refining places the country vulnerable, limiting its control over the value chain and potentially undervaluing its gold. Establishing its own refinery would empower Burkina Faso to assert greater control over the refining process, negotiate better terms, and ensure that its gold receives fair market value. This independence from foreign entities would also enable Burkina Faso to retain a larger share of the profits generated from gold mining. The increased profits derived from a gold refinery could have a transformative impact on local communities in Burkina Faso. The government could allocate a portion of the additional revenue to fund community development projects, improve infrastructure, provide access to essential services, and enhance the overall quality of life. These investments could include improving schools, building healthcare facilities, providing clean water and sanitation, and enhancing agricultural productivity. By directing a share of the gold mining profits towards local communities, Burkina Faso could address poverty reduction, promote social inclusion, and foster sustainable development in affected areas. Moreover, establishing a gold refinery would create significant employment opportunities for the local population. The refining process itself would require a range of skills, from skilled technicians to engineers and managers. The refinery could serve as a training center, providing Burkinabe workers with the technical expertise and skills required for the gold industry. This could enhance the country's human capital, empower local workers, and create a skilled workforce capable of driving the development of the gold refining sector. Establishing a gold refinery in Burkina Faso has the potential to build a network of global partnerships, especially with non-traditional mining nations, creating opportunities for technology transfer, investment, and market access. Through strategic collaborations with countries with expertise in gold refining, Burkina Faso can accelerate its advancement and position itself as a significant player in the worldwide gold industry. What's more, partnering with non-traditional mining nations will provide Burkina Faso with invaluable access to advanced technologies and expertise in gold refining. Having overcome similar challenges and devised innovative solutions, these nations can offer guidance and support in establishing and operating a gold refinery. The exchange of knowledge and technology could cover various aspects of the refining process, from optimizing resource utilization to implementing environmental safeguards. This collaborative effort would steepen Burkina Faso's learning curve, enabling the adoption of best practices and establishing a cutting-edge refining facility. Establishing a gold refinery can attract foreign investment in Burkina Faso, particularly from non-traditional mining nations. Recognizing the potential of Burkina Faso's gold reserves, these countries may seek opportunities to invest in the refinery project, providing access to capital and expertise. Such investments could be joint ventures, technology partnerships, or financial support. They would contribute to the refinery's establishment and promote economic diversification by attracting ancillary industries and generating employment opportunities. Diversifying market reach allows Burkina Faso to reduce reliance on traditional markets and tap into new demand centers, potentially expanding its customer base and enhancing its position in the global gold market. In simple words, since Burkina Faso would have refined the gold that the world wanted, it could sell it to the countries paying the highest prices. This will differ from the past, when Burkina Faso had to sell all gold to European companies, no matter how little they paid. Partnerships with non-traditional mining countries can strengthen South-South cooperation, fostering knowledge exchange, technological advancements, and economic collaboration among developing nations. In other words, instead of selling all gold to the north, Burkina Faso can sell it to countries in the south, which means Africa itself. In this way, gold wouldn't exist in the continent, enriching the people of Africa instead of Westerners. This cooperation might involve establishing knowledge-sharing platforms, organizing training workshops, and facilitating joint research projects. It empowers developing nations to take greater control over their gold resources and maximize benefits for their people. That's when Europe will be punished. Even though it will take time, a gold refinery in Burkina Faso will allow other African countries to know the real benefits. This way, they will also establish their refineries, ending unrefined gold sales to Europe. In turn, a sudden cessation in the supply of gold from Africa to Europe could significantly impact Europe's gold market, potentially leading to a market crash and disrupting the broader economy. Europe's gold market would experience an immediate and severe disruption due to the halt in supply from Africa, constituting approximately 80% of Europe's total gold imports. The sudden scarcity of gold would trigger a surge in demand, driving prices to unprecedented levels as investors rush to secure this safe haven asset during a period of uncertainty. You should know that the central banks globally maintain gold reserves as part of their foreign exchange reserves. A disruption in gold supply would pose challenges for central banks, especially the European Central Bank, in maintaining their desired reserve levels. Earlier, they could get the unrefined gold and refine it in Europe to benefit exceptionally. This could hinder their ability to conduct monetary policy effectively, manage inflation, and support their currencies. The ECB, in particular, would face significant challenges in fulfilling its mandate to ensure price stability. What's more, Europe is a major consumer of gold jewelry, and a supply disruption would have a direct and detrimental impact on the jewelry industry. Retailers would face shortages of gold products, potentially leading to stockouts and increased prices. This could dampen consumer spending in the jewelry sector and have a ripple effect on related industries, such as gem cutting and polishing. You see, what Europe is today is because of the resources looted from Africa. Out of them, gold is the major one, being the building block of the European economy. If Europe stops getting it, it will end Europe's era of borrowed prosperity. What do you think? Will Captain Ibrahim Traoré share his strategies with other African leaders to end gold supply to Europe? What will happen if Europe's gold market is deprived of African gold? Let us know your thoughts on the fact that Europe does not have any gold miners of its own but has the most amount of gold in the world. Do you want to watch more videos like this one? If yes, subscribe to our channel and press the bell icon next to it. We have decided to bring videos on something nobody talks about: the Black culture, civilization, history, and evidence about how glorious Blacks have been. Thanks for watching, and until the next video, stay tuned.